She was Blanco, the godmother of a Colombian crime empire, a woman feared even by the most notorious criminals in the world. At the height of her power, Griselda controlled a vast narcotics distribution network across Miami. Under her command was a loyal force of Cuban enforcers, a heavily armed organization willing to do anything for her. For a woman to rise to such a position alone, the word villain hardly seemed enough to describe her. Her story truly began with the death of her husband. In 1978, Griselda's husband, Alberto, accidentally lost a shipment worth $500,000. Desperate to answer to the organization, he came up with a shocking solution. He decided to offer his wife to the boss.
Una noche con él y saldamos nuestra deuda.
Tú me estás jodiendo.
Bebé, no hay gran cosa si lo piensas bien. Dijo, tú hacías esto antes como trabajo, ¿no?
Griselda was filled with anger and humiliation, but for the sake of her 3 sons, she felt she had no choice but to sacrifice herself. The head of the organization was not a stranger. He was Alberto's own brother. Instead of earning gratitude from her husband, she was met with ridicule and cruelty.
¿Te gustó?
Tú me estás jodiendo. Acabo de pagarte puta deuda.
Es una pregunta.
At that moment, any hope Griselda still had disappeared. She realized the best option was to leave, but the next few words from Alberto pushed everything beyond the point of return.
Sin mí no eres nada. Vas a volver en una semana.
¡Suéltame!
Es un culo viejo con 3 hijos gamines. Vamos a ver qué tan putas lejos llegas.
Consumed by rage, Griselda pulled out a gun and shot her husband without hesitation. For the first time, she felt completely free. But freedom came with a price. The cartel boss would never let the murder go unanswered. If they found her, she would be as good as dead. To save herself and her children, she fled with her 3 sons in the middle of the night. That escape eventually brought Griselda to Miami. With nowhere else to go, she turned to her old friend Carmen for help. Carmen was not thrilled by the situation. Having lived through that world himself, he wanted nothing more to do with it. Even so, he agreed to help for the time being.
How long do you think you'll be staying?
Just until I get on my feet, find a place. I hope it's okay with you.
Of course. I'll let you get settled.
Living under someone else's roof was not easy. Griselda promised her sons that she would earn enough money to buy a home as soon as possible. And that promise planted a new idea in her mind. The crime boss pulled out a kilogram of contraband from his home. A kilogram of high-purity product, worth at least $20,000 to $30,000 as startup capital. With that money, Griselda could finally establish herself in the city. After several days of observation, she set her sights on the Huaying Hotel. Based on her experience, places like that always attracted plenty of addicts. Luck was on her side. When she identified a laid-back customer who seemed easy to approach, after a brief conversation, the two quickly hit it off. Taking advantage of the moment, Griselda revealed her product and immediately earned the man's approval.
You know your shit.
Not the garbage you used to, huh?
Yeah.
Without hesitation, Johnny pulled Griselda along to meet his boss Amica. Unfortunately, Johnny was careless and reckless, and was quickly thrown out by the bodyguard Levi. Left with no other choice, Griselda stepped in herself and personally pitched the product to Amica. But Amica dealt in large-scale operations. No matter how good a single kilogram was, it meant very little to him. Since Griselda lacked a reliable supply chain, the meeting ended with nothing accomplished. Johnny, however, was not ready to let it go. He blamed the entire situation on Griselda, but what he really wanted was to steal the kilogram of product for himself. Griselda had already lost almost everything, and this shipment represented her only chance. There was no way she would let someone take it from her. The following day, she secretly followed Johnny to a bar. After watching him sell some of the product to another man, an idea suddenly came to her. She could use that buyer as a middleman to move the rest of the shipment. Otherwise, she would expose Johnny's unauthorized sales to Amica.
But if you fuck this up, I'm gonna kill the fucking both of us!
Get me a fucking meeting!
Griselda was not lacking in courage or determination. The very next day, she went to the travel agency where she worked and told Carmen about her plans to sell cocaine. The moment Carmen heard it, he exploded with anger. There was no room for discussion. Griselda and her children had to leave by tomorrow.
I can't have this shit in my life. It nearly killed me once. And you fucking lied to me. Trusted you.
Okay. We'll be out by tomorrow.
At that point, Griselda had only one path left. She needed to recruit people and build her own organization. First, she rented a luxury car, then hired a Colombian man to act as her bodyguard. That evening, they drove to the meeting location. With Johnny vouching for her, the transaction went smoothly, and 1 kilogram of product brought in $20,000 in cash.